like, this is my life. Like, this is the kind of shit that I used to spend my time watching.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Hey.
Thanks. The secret ingredient is bananas. You don't have a Tyler Durden secret ingredient? So any ideas? I'm stumped. Well, I think I might only be able to give you dad puns, but I'll give it a shot. Oh my lord. Okay, so I mentioned this in my intro. I used to be like a connoisseur of vintage gay porn, like 70s and 80s gay porn, because a lot of it's really fucking bizarre. They're like weird art house movies that really aren't erotic. I would just watch them because they're fascinating. And one of them was called, I shit you not, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Electric Banana.
I guess I'm what most people would call a groupie.
And Electric Banana was the name of this band, and it was a guy who was basically their groupie. Then he became like the plaster caster, and he would make molds of their dicks. And he shacks up with this madam who's like shooting up heroin. She looks like Lady Bunny. But it was like depressing. It was like the most depressing porno I've ever seen. It's like, how would anyone supposed to be jerk off to this? It's basically like this street kid who goes to LA. Like, he shoots up and then he's like so high, he's spinning around in a poncho to George Harrison's My Sweet Lord, which, yeah, I'm sure they totally like licensed that movie for the film. Quote unquote film. Oh, by the way, like, I don't even think there was any penetration in the movie. I think he was just sucking them off, and it was more like story driven. But yeah, it was like this greasy, like long haired, like 70s, like psychedelic band, which I'm all about. But yeah, like at the end, like I'm pretty sure he becomes addicted to heroin, and then he's just on the street. Oh, and the Madam Lady Bunny dies. He's like, yeah, the H finally caught up to her. She overdosed. It's like, oh my god, like what's the point of this? And then the last line of the movie is he's like on the street with like track marks in his arm, and he looks up at the camera and he says, when I hit LA, it hit me back.
Hollywood. When I hit it, it hit me back.
This is a real thing. I will show you if I can fucking find it again. Like this is my life. Like, this is the kind of shit that I used to spend my time watching. In my defense, it was actually research for a story I was writing. I was gonna write about like older gay men. Like, it was gonna be taking place like throughout the 70s and 80s and then in the 90s, but I wanted to like find like these weird old pornos, but then I'm like, these are like really weird. Like, I watched a lot of stuff from Toby Ross, I think was his name. Like, there's a really weird one called Schoolmates. I think it was Schoolmates 2. Like, that they had like Pink Floyd on the soundtrack illegally. Like, they had Time and Great Gig in the Sky. It was very bizarre. Like, it like ruined the song Time for me for a long time. Anyway, yeah, dude, you should totally call it How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Electric Banana Bread. My god.